Let's finish this.
If you're looking for zombie movies that Hollywood didn't want you to see, this is the list. Some were released against billion-dollar blockbusters. Some had their marketing pulled overnight. All of them deserved better. Number 12, Pontypool on Prime Video. A Canadian zombie horror unlike anything else in the genre. A radio host broadcasts from a church basement in Ontario when callers start reporting extreme violence. The infection spreads through the English language itself. Certain words become carriers, and once your brain processes one, you lose control completely. The entire film takes place in one room with one man behind a microphone. Shot in 17 days on under $1.5 million. The distributor gave it almost no theatrical release. Most people found it years later on DVD. If you want a zombie movie that reinvents how infection works, start here.
What can you see there?
Oh God! They're pulling 2 people out of a van!
Who are those?
They're people! But they're people are getting killed down there! Oh!
Ken, do you see any Is anybody trying to...
Number 11, Planet Terror on Prime. Robert Rodriguez's zombie action movie that got buried by its own format. Rose McGowan plays a go-go dancer who loses her leg and replaces it with a machine gun. The military releases a biochemical agent that turns civilians into mutating infected, and the whole thing plays like a deliberately trashed VHS tape. Rodriguez made it as one half of the Grindhouse double feature with Quentin Tarantino. The combined film cost $53 million and made just $25 million. The studio split them for overseas release, but the damage was done. A genuine zombie cult classic that deserved 10 times the audience it got.
Chop them off. How much ammo we got?
Holy shit.
They face to the door. I want you to shoot them.
Number 10, The Girl with All the Gifts on Prime.
What am I?
Hope. That's what you are.
I just want to live. Everyone wants that.
Chill. The hell is this?
The world is falling apart. Can save people, Melanie.
A British zombie horror most people have never heard of. Melanie sits in a classroom strapped to a wheelchair with a muzzle on her face. She is polite and intelligent. She also craves human flesh. Glenn Close plays her teacher in a facility studying infected children. The infection is based on the real Ophiocordyceps fungus, the same one that later inspired The Last of Us. Filmed in abandoned Birmingham buildings on £4 million. It holds 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, but got a limited run and almost no marketing.
Is falling apart. Can save people, Melanie. You can save everybody. Oh my God.
What did you do?
Number 9, Overlord on Netflix and Prime.
What is this? A 1,000-year army. These 1,000-year soldiers.
A World War II zombie action movie that got sacrificed on opening weekend. American paratroopers drop behind enemy lines before D-Day and discover a Nazi lab where scientists are reanimating corpses. The creatures come back stronger, faster, and barely killable. The makeup team spent up to 7 hours per zombie using full practical effects. Paramount spent $38 million and released it the same weekend as The Grinch, which opened to $66 million. Overlord made $41 million worldwide, barely broke even, and vanished within weeks. Number 8, Cargo on Netflix.
We're here. So when things get back to normal, it's not gonna happen, is it?
I don't think
McDonald's on the horizon.
An Australian zombie drama and one of the most emotionally devastating zombie films streaming right now. Martin Freeman plays a father bitten in the outback. He has 48 hours to find someone to raise his infant daughter before he turns. The Gurindji and Arrernte indigenous communities collaborated directly on the script. It started as a 7-minute short that went viral, with 14 million YouTube views before Netflix funded the feature. Netflix gave it almost zero promotional push at launch. It quietly appeared and most subscribers scrolled past it.
You can't lose hope.
Honey girl, you need to be worried about is your own.
Number 7. The Dead Don't Die on Prime. Small-town cops slowly realize the dead are rising and react with calm detachment. Adam Driver keeps repeating, "This is going to end badly," because he has literally read the script. It premiered at Cannes and opened the entire festival. Focus Features released it and it made 15 million split. Audiences were confused by the tone. One of the most stacked casts in zombie history, and Hollywood let it sink without a fight. Number 6. One Cut of the Dead on Prime. Japanese zombie comedy and one of the best zombie movies most people have never seen. A crew filming a cheap zombie movie gets attacked by real zombies. The first 37 minutes are one continuous take with no cuts. You watch thinking it is decent. Then the film rewinds and shows you the chaos behind the scenes. Every mistake gets explained. Made for $25,000, grossed $30 million. Hollywood never gave it a proper Western release. The French remake flopped. The original remains one of the greatest zombie films of the decade, and the West barely knows it exists. Number 5. Dead Snow 2 on Prime.
Let's finish this.
A Norwegian zombie comedy and easily one of the funniest horror films streaming right now. Martin survives a Nazi zombie attack but wakes up with a dead SS commander's arm sewn onto his body. The arm has supernatural strength and kills people on its own. Director Tommy Wirkola added a full zombie war between undead Nazis and reanimated Russian soldiers. It holds 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, but because it is Norwegian language, Hollywood had zero interest. Limited release, no marketing.
USA!
Number 4. The Cured on Prime. An Irish zombie drama with one of the most original premises in the genre. The apocalypse is over. A cure exists. 75% of the infected return to normal, but they remember everything. Every person they attacked, every body they consumed. Elliot Page stars as a woman who takes in her cured brother-in-law who ate her husband. Tom Von Lawler, Ebony Maw from Infinity War, plays a cured man who starts a violent resistance. IFC released it on 4 screens in the US. 4 screens. It made $95,000. One of the most thought-provoking zombie films of the decade buried on 4 screens.
Something that will make them listen. Something they're truly scared of.
Number 3. Ravenous on Netflix. a Canadian French-language zombie horror and one of the most visually striking zombie films you will ever see. An outbreak tears through rural Quebec and the survivors flee into the woods. These infected do not just hunt, they build, stacking furniture and objects into massive towers in open fields and standing around them in silence. Nobody can explain why. Director Robin Aubert filmed across real Quebec farmland during autumn. Ravenous won Best Canadian Film at TIFF. Netflix acquired it and gave it almost no promotional push. A festival-winning zombie masterpiece left to die on the platform. Number 2, The Wailing on Prime. If you are looking for the scariest zombie-adjacent horror movie the West never saw, this is the one. A mysterious stranger arrives in a Korean village and people start dying. The infected become violent, foam at the mouth, and attack their families. What begins as an outbreak transforms into something involving shamanism, possession, and a mystery that keeps you guessing until the final frame. Director Na Hong-jin spent 3 years on the script, premiered at Cannes, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, grossed $51 million in Korea. Hollywood never gave it a proper Western theatrical run. A 99% Cannes premiere buried from English-speaking audiences.
놈은 그냥 미끼를 던져본 것이고 자네 딸내미는 그것을 확 물어본 것이고 내 눈깔을 직접 봐.
Number 1, Brain Dead on Prime, also called Dead Alive.
Because you're not dead.
Don't let them take you to search.
Until I'm dead.
A New Zealand zombie comedy directed by Peter Jackson before he won 11 Oscars for Lord of the Rings. Lionel is a timid mama's boy whose mother gets bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey at the zoo. She transforms and the infection spreads through their suburb. The lawnmower scene in the finale is considered the bloodiest sequence ever filmed. Jackson used 300 liters of fake blood in one day. It cost $3 million, made less than $250,000. The studio had no idea how to sell it, so they didn't. Then Jackson became the biggest director alive and people found this film. They buried it because they didn't understand it.
Just burn out the core.
He's in the hospital.
A little shock therapy will help you relax.
Help me. I'm dead yet.